Hey everybody, this is Mr. Storm, and for the next 2 weeks, we're going to be working on the Gravity Game project. And by we, I mean you, because I'm not doing much work for this project. All I'm going to give you is one script, and with that one script, you are going to be able to create this. Now notice it's opening in full screen. That's exactly what we want. And we actually have a front end menu, right? There are no options here except for play, but that's fine. That's what we want. I'm going to click play here. And we have our game with our little guy, and he can run back and forth, and that's fantastic. We have a opening level checkpoint there. We can't run past the walls. And if we run into the spikes, we die and we go back to the checkpoint. That's exactly what we want. That's cool. Now, this game is going to be a puzzling, platforming kind of game. And the way this game works is whenever you hit the space bar, let me get my mouse out of the way. When you hit the space bar, gravity actually reverses and he floats up to the top of the screen and he can run on the ceiling. Okay, now don't worry about all that. That's handled in the script. You're just building the art and making the game work. All right. So again, if I drop on the spikes, I go back to the beginning of the level. And if I hit those spikes, I go back to the beginning of the level. So when we hit this green thing at the very end, it will take us to the next level. Yes, that is correct. We're making a game with multiple levels in it. Fantastic. So we're going to go to the next level. And this level is a little bit more difficult. Uh-oh. I wonder how I'm going to win. Oh, no, I died. Okay, so you get the idea. Now, here's the cool thing. These checkpoints are set up so that if you have a checkpoint midway through the level and your character dies, he goes back to the last checkpoint he was in. Okay, so that's all set up for you. And then we have the third level, which is even more difficult. Oh no, I died. Okay, checkpoint there. Oh, and I go back to the checkpoint. Okay. Let's see. All right, this last little bit is hard. Let's make sure I hit the checkpoint first. Okay. Ooh. And I won. Yay. And when I finish all the levels, I get my end screen that says thanks for playing, and then I can play the game again. I can go back to the first level, or I can quit to exit the game. So that is the game we are creating. For the next 2 weeks, you will be working on this. Now, a lot of um, the biggest part of this game probably is going to be creating the artwork. So I want to very quickly show you the artwork that I've created for this game. And in the next video, we're going to dig real deep into the artwork, but you're going to create a level. I don't know why that doesn't need to be there. Get rid of there. Delete. You're going to create a level uh, design for each level, right? And there you can have as many levels as you want. You need at least 3 levels in this game, but you can have even more. You can have 20 levels, 40 levels, whatever you want to make, however much you want to however much time you want to spend working on this project. It's completely up to you. So, you're going to have a level for each, or a level design for each level. You're going to have a checkpoint, which we can recolor in the game. You can have your checkpoint and your end level goal be the same thing, which is what I did, and I just changed the color of the checkpoint in Unity. Or you can have 2 different ones for your checkpoint, for you a different design for the checkpoint than you have for the end level. That's fine too. You're going to have a player sprite, which is going to have 8 different frames in it. Now, the reason why I have 8, mine's very, very simple. Let me open this guy and zoom in so we can show you what we're looking at here. Oh, nope, go back. And okay, so this is the logic behind my character. Oh, come on. This is the logic behind my character. Basically, these first 2 here are going to be the idle right. These 2 are going to be the idle left, and the only change is his eyes are shifting to look to the right, and over here they're looking to the left. Here, we're going to have a run right, and all that's doing is I just took these guys here, I made a duplicate of him, and then for this one I just spread his arms and legs out, so whenever he's running, it kind of looks like he's running, but you know, it's not a very advanced animation. Again, this is very basic. The stuff that I made, you're going to want to do something probably a little bit more nice looking than what I created. I just threw it together last minute. And then I have the same thing for run left. So if you're following my video perfectly, then you're going to want 8 frames for your animation. You want 2 frames for your idle right, 2 frames for your idle left, 2 frames for your run right, and 2 frames for your run left. So that's going to be your character. Okay, and then you want a spike. And the spike is going to be basically your enemy in this game. It doesn't have to be spikes. It could be, I don't know, bombs or whatever it is you want. Just be creative. The whole thing is I do not want you to copy exactly what I'm doing, right? I'm going to show you how I build the game. I'm going to build the game step by step, but I don't want you to copy my art assets. I want your levels to look a little different. I want your character to be different. I want your spikes, your checkpoints, all that stuff to be different. Okay. Now, you already know how to make spikes and players and checkpoints. We talked about that when we were doing, when we did art earlier, when we were working on character art and object art, in the last week or two. We were looking at Piskel, Piskel, Piskel. I still don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, um, what we're going to do now, though, is I'm going to very quickly show you, and by very quickly, hopefully in the next 4 minutes, I'm going to very quickly show you how I built these levels. All right, so I'm going to open up a new tab, and I'm going to go to a website called Pixlr.com. Okay, so I've previously shown you Piskel, and I've shown you Vector.com. Pixlr.com is kind of like an online equivalent to Photoshop. It's pretty great actually, but it'll allow you to manipulate photos and create new things. All that stuff's great. I'm just going to use it to create levels. Yeah, no, I don't want to. Okay, done. Fine. Hi there. Yeah, allow flash. Yes. Okay. Okay, whatever. All right. So this is Pixlr or Pixlr editor. Now I want to create a new image here, and I'm going to set it, 800 by 600 is fine. I'm going to call this level 1. And then I want to make sure here that I set it to transparent. Transparent is incredibly important for this because when we dump this into Unity, we need to not have a background. So I'm going to set it to transparent and click OK. And then I get my workspace here, which is, pretty large. And in here, all I need to do is take my rectangle tool or my drawing tool, sorry, and I'm going to set it up so that I'm using a rectangle. I'm going to create a rectangle, and I can just kind of create whatever I want. I can block out parts of the level to create my level, right? Now, it doesn't look very good, and that's okay, because again, I'm just doing this very quickly. You can go in there and use the brush tool and the line tool to make, whatever design you want and make it look really, really cool. Mine's just black right now. I can actually change it to like a light aquamarine or something. So that would be like my first level. And the more complicated you make the levels, the better they look. Now, your levels are probably going to scale up in size as you build them, as you make them. So you're going to want to make them bigger and bigger. So whenever you create a new thing in Pixlr, you're probably going to want to make them a little bit bigger every time. But this one's good, so I'm going to go File, and I want to save. Now, I want to save it as a PNG so it's transparent and maintains that transparency. And I'm going to click OK. It'll ask me where I want it to put it or where I want it to go. I'll just throw it on my desktop real quick. And then that'll save. And I can create new ones and create a new one here. And maybe I want this to be a little bit bigger. Let's do 1024 by 728. Make sure I click transparent again. I'll call this level 2. I'm just trying to do this quickly, by the way. So, don't think that this is an indicator of how good I want these to be or the quality that I'm looking for, right? I'm just trying to do these quickly, like I said. All right, so maybe we have, the little thing in the middle there, and maybe up here we'll have another like runway. You know what I mean? So we can just build levels like this just by just kind of imagining what we would want to see on the screen. Okay, now let's take that first level there and kind of open it up and look at it. Right, so this is a pretty basic first level, but when we dump this into Unity, and in the next video, I'm going to get into showing you how to actually build this project in Unity. When we start dumping this stuff into Unity, you'll see why this is really cool for a level design. Because we'll basically just put a box collider around the inside of this, and then the character won't be able to get out of this box. All right, so I think that's all the new things you need to know. Basically, don't jump into Unity until you design all of your characters, all of your artwork, all of your objects. Go do the art first because the art is really going to, you need it, right? You're going to need the artwork in order to make your game actually look good and unique. So do the art, build a bunch of levels, make your spikes, make everything that you can think of. And again, I'll show you what you're looking for. You want a couple levels, you want a checkpoint and an end goal, you want a player, and you want a spike. So make sure you make all that stuff first and then go to the next video, which is when we're going to open up Unity and actually start dumping this stuff in there and start actually making this project. Okay, I'm excited. It's going to be a fun 2 weeks. Please, please, please let me know if you have any questions. But once you're done building your artwork, let's move on to the next video when we open up Unity and set up our project. All right, thanks for paying attention, and I'll see you next time.